Yo, what's going on, y'all? This past weekend was MAGFest 2026. MAGFest is a convention similar to PAX or Anime Expo, but instead of just being focused on gaming, MAGFest also places an emphasis on giving spotlights to musicians in the industry and gaming music in general. This year, I got the opportunity to volunteer and host a few in-person tournaments, and one of them was for Parappa the Rapper 2's Versus Mode. Parappa 2's Versus Mode has always been such a cool but overlooked side mode and one of the PS2's most underrated titles. When I was signing up to do tournaments at MAGFest, as a longtime fan of the franchise, I knew it was an opportunity I couldn't pass up. That being said, the response to the tournament was so positive and ended up being a huge surprise and a highlight of my weekend. We ended up having 28 people participate and everyone brought their A game. It was super fun. Without going into too much detail, Parappa's basic gameplay consists of a call and response between Parappa and one of the game's many teachers. The Versus mode adds player 2 to the mix and gives them control of a teacher, which is usually left for the CPU. As each player goes back and forth, the game's scoring system decides whose raps are cooler and rewards them with the points. Each phrase becomes more complex, and players may even lose points for not rapping on point. Once enough rounds pass, or one of the players loses all of their points, either player wins the round. The game uses a best 3 out of 5 format that can't be changed. This gives each player enough time to wrap their head around the phrases and come up with their own style on the fly. With this in mind, once I knew how many players would be participating, I decided each battle would only consist of one in-game best of 5 for the sake of time. To keep things fair, I also let each pair of combatants flip a coin to help decide which player gets to choose what character. The players that won the coin flip would get first choice and could either pick Parappa or the teacher. The player that lost the coin flip would end up deciding which stage they would battle on. My reasoning behind this was each player would probably be more comfortable playing as Parappa and would end up picking him. So to give the player controlling the teacher a fighting chance, it made sense to let them pick the stage. Although this format wasn't perfect, it did keep things pretty interesting. All in all, it was a lot of fun to meet all these Parappa fans and get to play against a bunch of really good players. A huge shout out goes to Jason from the MAGFest staff and all the people that participated in this tournament. Everyone participating and watching kept the hype going and even clapped along to help or distract some of their favorite players. A special shout out goes out to the top 4 players in the tournament: Dynamoto, Frost, Grim, and the winner, Pang. At the end of the tournament, I ended up challenging Pang to one final battle for an extra prize. I got demolished, but it was all in the name of good fun. And Pang got to show off his moves one more time for everyone. I promised I would save our replay and upload it, so I have included it in the end of this video, but I'll also upload it separately for anyone that wants to view it on its own. There are a ton of details I'm leaving out in an effort to keep this video from going too long, but to close out, again, my thanks go out to all the people I met at this convention and everyone who made this tournament possible. I'd gotten so used to playing games like this and other niche games on my own, and it felt so affirming to meet a huge crowd of like-minded people. In the end, this is what locals and conventions are all about, so by all means, if you're ever near one of these, try to get out there and join and have some fun. That same weekend, I also hosted a Rhythm Heaven Fever tournament that I may or may not make a video about later. But until then, thank you for watching. If you like this, leave a like. If you want to subscribe, go ahead and do that. And I'll see you some other time. Peace.